Hi everyone, it's Joy from the Denver, Colorado area, and today we're going to do some new products, a sneak peek of the Scenic Coast items. So we have the beautiful paper, the Scenic Coast paper. You get all these shiny um, sides, you get this iridescent shimmer here on all of these kind of sunset pieces. They are absolutely gorgeous, even more pretty, or prettier, I should say, in person. And then on the back side, there's a fun, usable backside as well. So then you have all these bright, vibrant colors. So the colors are balmy blue, blueberry bushel, crushed curry, gorgeous grape, Highland heather, and strawberry slush. So these are really very, very pretty. They're just, like I said, they're even more beautiful in person. And then those Scenic Coast papers, which are part of the Scenic Coast suite, go with the Sunset Coast bundle. So you have the Sunset Coast stamp sets and the stamp set and the Sunset Coast dies. Oh my goodness, say that 10 times really fast. It's kind of like Sally sold seashells by the seashore. So it also has these really fun sunset sparkle sequins, and we're going to see if those will how those will look on our project today. So I just kind of basically planned um, today's project. It is not finished, but hopefully you all saw this one here, which was my monochromatic Instagram hop, which was done with the Misty Moonlight. This is the Misty Moonlight color, and just some kind of sanding with the two-tone cardstock. So we have the regular cardstock for the base, and then the two-tone cardstock for this layer here. So we're going to kind of, use this basic style. This is very, very basic, and kind of turn it this direction. So it will look very, very different when we are done. So we're going to pull some colors that will go really nicely with this designer series paper. Um, have you ever looked at the back of your designer series paper? You will notice that the colors that they've used are listed in the back. So even though the blue that we're going to be using there is the blueberry bushel, it really does go very, very nicely with the Secret Sea. So we are going to be using Secret Sea for our card base today. And of course that is our half sheet of our 8.5 by 11. So that is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then half of 8.5 is 4.25. So that is where it is scored. So I've gone ahead, kind of done that. I'm going to bring in a bone folder and just kind of give that a little bit more of a crease. So there is our card base. And then we need an inside layer of the basic white. And hopefully everybody is joining me today. Whether you're joining me on live or on replay, I do love it when you make comments, and then I do go back and I look at every single comment and I will respond to your comments. So we have our inside layer, which is a standard inside layer, and that is the 4 inches by the 5.25 inches. So we also need a layer of the strawberry slush. So yes, I do like to pair strawberry slush and Secret Sea together. I think they go very nicely. And this one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So just shy of 4 inches and just over 5 inches. So 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/8 inches. That's our strawberry slush. And then we have a layer of that gorgeous paper that has those colors in it. It also has some, let's see, that is, says crushed curry. I don't know, that almost looks like timid tiger in there. This is more crushed curry. This kind of looks like timid tiger in there. So maybe they kind of forgot one of the colors that they used, or maybe crushed curry and strawberry slush mixed together kind of makes a timid tiger color. So this is a little bit smaller just for just a very skinny border there on our layers. And um, it is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. 3 3/4 by 5 inches, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then of course our inside layer is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. But this will go on the inside. Let's put that aside and let's bring in, we're also going to need a couple of scraps. Going to need a scrap of basic white that is about 1 1/8 inches wide. And then this is just a scrap of the secret seed that isn't really cut to size. So these dies. The dies for the Sunset Coast are kind of interesting. They're beautiful, but they're kind of interesting because you have, yeah, I went ahead and I took a photocopy of this so I kind of know where to put my pieces back together. So this one does cut all the way around the circle and cuts that circle out, and then the nice sunburst pattern. These two, the this one does, yeah. So these two don't really cut all the way. You can see on the outside they show it like this because it only portions of it cut all the way through. So if you measure a little bit larger than this, you're going to get a piece that looks like this. So this was, I measured my die, and then I went a little bit larger so I could have about 1/8 of an inch on either side. So that gave me 3 1/8 inch. So I decided to make a square. So as you can see, it only cuts out a portion of it, but if you wish, you can go ahead and just cut that lighthouse part all the way out like this so that it does not have the circle behind it. And then you could just use this much of your lighthouse. Just let me move this. You could just let me bring a piece in here. You could just use just the lighthouse portion of it, or you can do what I did and you can kind of use some of it. So this is going to go on my inside about like that. All right, so we have our circle and we have our die. I've kind of told you a little bit about how the dies work for these, for the lighthouse and the sailboat there. And then you have all these great ones. You have, this one will cut out 3 seagulls. You are going to kind of need some adhesive sheet for that. And then of course you have some seashells and a starfish. You have netting. You have fence. This is like fencing. And then you have the little like archway rock formation. So let's look at the stamps for a minute. All right, so you have all these stamps. You have the wherever this note finds you, the adventure continues, wishing you a lifetime of joy. You brighten my day. Happy anniversary. Happy retirement. Congratulations. And then I hope it finds you happy. That's kind of an inside verse. And so you have like the detail part for the stone archway. You have some more water, and some things there, some clouds, a sun, a couple little sailboats. So that's just some of the things you have in the inside. So there we have it. I go ahead and I just kind of stamp on my package and then put the thin um, part of that I tape, use double stick tape and put that over that so I can kind of know where my pieces go. So that's just how I do it when I get a new package of um, dies, stamps and dies. So let's go ahead, let's put these two pieces together. This should go pretty fast. Just going to bring in some multi-purpose liquid glue so we have a little wiggle room. Um, and going to just match this up with a tiny little skinny border around. So if you are from a country that uses metric, your skinny border, instead of an eighth of an inch, I believe it'll be uh, 3 um, centimeters. I believe that's correct. Let's see. Well, like 2 or 3 centimeters is what you would do for that. Let's go ahead and let's just get some dimensionals here. These are the black ones. I have a lot of the minis left, so I'm just going to grab those. I tend to use more of the large black ones, but um, I'll just use a bunch of these. It's fine. One in the middle, one on each side. Oops, stay down. So what is your weather like where you are? We happen to be getting a little spring snowstorm today. It's not going to accumulate much. It's not going to be a big deal. But we do still get snow in April here in the Denver, Colorado area. Okay, that one did not come off the paper. So there we have it. All right, we're going to bring in a take your pick tool. This is the one that has the die brush end, and we're going to pick all those papers off. Just get those all ready to go. I do like using my take your pick tool a lot. So there we have it. I've cut my paper so that that is kind of over, the sun is kind of over to the side. And let's do this with an even border. Got a little fuzzy edge there. Just going to run my finger along it, kind of get rid of the fuzzies. Now this is going to go on top. So we're going to need, you know me, I love to pop everything up. I love, 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 love. Lots and lots of dimension. So I am going to do this as well. I'm going to pop this up. Just lots of little black dimensionals here. Just want to get that lots of presence. Lots of depth. Cut some skinny pieces there, maybe. Maybe I should. So I'm just going to cut some little tiny skinny strips off of here. Put one there to give this, make sure we have this where it does not have saggy parts the best we can. I think that'll be pretty good. All right, let's get all those papers off again. So I also would like to know what you like about sunsets, or have you ever visited a lighthouse? I can't say. I think I've seen. I know I've seen some in the distance. I don't know that I've actually ever had the chance to go inside one yet. So that's kind of on the bucket list. How about you? So now this is going to kind of go up here, kind of some even sides around the top, even around the sides and the top. Don't want it to stick yet until we get it good and positioned. All right, so now you can see we've got the shininess going on here. Lots of fun shininess. And we want to stamp a sentiment. So I'm going to use Secret C. And I'm going to use the wherever this note finds you. I am stamping on my gloss mat. That should give me a nice, oh, wow, okay. I just put a big old mark on there. I'm going to turn this around. Try to get this straight and even. Just kind of hold it there for a minute. Let the ink absorb into the paper, not really pushing. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now I need to stamp my inside since I have the ink right here. And inside I'm putting, I hope it finds you happy. And I'm going to put this on the inside. I'm going to kind of go from the top down. I'm not, there we go. Hold on, let's do this again. So I just kind of eyeballed it from the top and then came down to where I wanted it. So we have that stamped. We have this piece here. Now we need to do some trimming. I think, yeah. So let's, since I didn't bring my paper trimmer in with me, I'm just going to kind of do this, kind of mark it with a pencil so that I know where to trim this. Yeah, I'm just going to use my scissors. Come right along that line. I think I need to trim the other side too. So let's just do the same thing. So yeah, if you've misplaced your trimmer or you don't happen to have it handy, just get your scissors out. Kind of go right along there. And that will work in a pinch. Now I want a little skinny border around this. So I'm going to, again, just kind of do some eyeballing here. Oh yeah, I stamped another one on the other side and I didn't like it, so this is going to get glue over the top of that one, because that's the side we don't want showing. And we are going to do a little skinny border right like that. Whoops, it shifted. It's the beauty of the liquid glue, it doesn't dry instantly. There. Let's do that now. That doesn't look like it's shifting. And we're just going to come in and yes, we're just freehanding this because this is what you do in a pinch. It looks good enough. And this should just go right here. This is a little different for me. You know me, I like things a little offset, kind of like it is here. But I think for this card, I think it's actually going to look best if we just kind of center it under there. So just going to get a little glue on here. And we're not going to use dimensionals. Yeah, I think I need a little more glue. I was kind of deciding, how did I like it? Did I want to redo it or not? But I think I can commit. It looks pretty good. All right. There we go. Let's finish the inside here. We do need little dots, little tiny dots of glue. If I had my fine tip glue out here, I would totally use that. But again, alas, that is somewhere else, because I took it with me to my last stamp camp and it did not get put back in here. I just did fill some more fine tip glue bottles. This is going to go right down here, right on the edge. That's where the glue, the green glue comes in really nice and handy, because you can kind of shift it and get it right there in the corner like you want it. And then put this into the inside. So this was a nice quick card. Probably took me more time to decide exactly what I was doing. Even though I had a plan, I didn't have a fully formed plan. So you can get to see inside my head as I make my designs. And now, where are those gems, or sparkle sequins, I should say. Sparkle sequins. Now, I like to just take and slice up the side of my packages. It's just a little easier because then I can just slide them in and out as I'm using them. Oh, what colors do we have here? It doesn't say. It looks like we kind of have an iridescent and maybe an orange, maybe the Timid Tiger. Looks like kind of a pool party-ish. And then this might be kind of a strawberry slush. So what do we want? And where do we want it? Yeah, that looks pretty good. We'll just do these. These are kind of a strawberry slush color. And there we have it. Our Scenic Coast or suite of products. There we have a very quick and easy card done with these gorgeous Scenic Coast papers and kind of a standard layout, just a really simple standard layout here with these gorgeous papers and a very simple, easy to do card. So I hope you've enjoyed my sneak peek of the Scenic Coast bundle with the Scenic um, Scenic Coast. Yeah, that's right. Sunset Coast bundle, Scenic Coast papers, and it is the Scenic Coast suite. So let me know what you think, and until next time, we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.